what had seemed like was a possible nightmare. We had the rise of Donald Trump and some of the ideas he was propagating, the racist comments that he was making, and the Black Lives Matter movement was really in full swing. And I decided that I should got into the mood of what was going on here.
I see the sign. Hey. I see the sign. Hey. I see the sign. Hey, Lord, time drawing nigh. The sign of the judgment.
The Southern Gothic literature was a big influence for me. I'd read books by William Faulkner and Castle McCullers and Flannery O'Connor, and also a lot of movies and television series that really riffed on these old themes. Racial tension and poverty, alienation in small communities, and it deals with a lot of horror ideas and ghosts and spirits and supernatural elements. In the other two stories, the black characters very much, there's a sense of victimhood, and in The Curse of Nanny Island, what I do is empower the black characters a little more with this supernatural power, which is called hoodoo. Hoodoo was brought from West Africa by slaves, and it's actually a combination of an old African spiritual religion called voodoo with Native American plant-based healing and also some European folk traditions. Obviously, the period I'm shooting in the 1960s, we're well past slavery. 65, you've had the ending of segregation. This was put upon many people in the South who obviously weren't happy with this result. So I decided to bring hoodoo and use it as a psychological defense mechanism against white supremacist groups, which in this time was the Ku Klux Klan. That actually originated in Georgia, where The Curse of Nanny Island is shot. I'm a student of politics, and for me it felt very much like the 60s is unfinished business. So I think a lot of the problems and issues which we're dealing with today were swept under the carpet in the 1960s in the civil rights era, and are starting to slowly creep out from under the rug and rear their ugly heads again. So it's interesting to me from a political point of view. Yeah, I like the clothes and the cars, and it's fun dressing people up. But for me, it becomes something not only to look at in a nostalgic way, but almost like looking into a mirror. This was actually shot on Sapelo Island, which is one of the sea islands off the coast of the American South. They were inhabited by slaves from West Africa, and after the Civil War they were actually allowed to keep these islands for themselves. They created a very unique culture there, which is called Gullah Geechee culture. Hoodoo does play a role in the traditions of Gullah Geechee society. You know, I want it to be fairly open-minded. There's no real resolution in the story itself.
From the dusty